Hey guys, let's dive right into part two. Speaking about Patrick Flanagan, we're going to do some research, and in that research it kind of threw me for a flip because it left some questions unanswered. I actually reached out to some people as far as I reached out to someone where the patent was supposed to be, and I reached out to a company that is supposedly his, which he's passed away now, but let's just get right into it. As always, here are my notes, and I'm going to put these as is in the show notes below because I found some really interesting stuff. First of all, let's go to his obituary. He was born in 1944 and died in 2019, and in his obituary it says this: Dr. Flanagan gained international scientific fame from a very young age. Now that was true because I found his life article, and I'll show that to you shortly. At age 11, he developed and sold a guided missile detector to the U.S. military after being discovered at his school's science fair. Now this part I cannot confirm. I actually wrote to the people at the right here in Cottonwood, Arizona, at PHI Sciences. I wrote to these people and they couldn't confirm it either, and I will show you that later. By 17, he was featured in Life magazine, magazine article. That part's true. Following the promise of his youth, Dr. Flanagan would go on to invent over 300 devices. He's invented a lot of things: supplements, specializing in boosting health and wellness. Deepak Chopra is, I think he's a friend because I found some stuff there as well. And God bless his soul. I hope he is in a great place. Let's get on with it. Now, I found this U.S. Department of Commerce Patent Office article here that talks about, and you can read it here. Actually, let me blow it up a little bit for you. It's talking about the unauthorized disclosure of which might be detrimental to the national security. It's a secrecy order, and you can read the serial number and everything, like, you know, here, and search it for yourself. I tried searching this and found nothing on any government website whatsoever, but maybe I'm overlooking it. I'm not sure. If anybody out there can prove me wrong, go ahead. But as of right now, I'm not so sure that this thing is real. If it is real, I will redo this video, or at least put a note in here and tell you that it is real. Just I haven't found it yet. And I got this from this book right here called Suppressed Inventions and Other Discoveries by Jonathan Eisen. So you can go check that out as well. Now, in my patent search, here's where it gets interesting. I found a patent on Google Patents, but I was having difficulty finding it on in the U.S. Patent Office. And here's what I found at the U.S. Patent Office. I found a bunch of stuff related to this number here, but I never did find that number here, and I think it's got to do, it's something with, there's like an image search you can look at, but he did have a patent. Here's some other things that are related to it: cortical hearing aid, multi-channel cochlear implant system, electrotherapy method and apparatus. You can go to the URL that I post in the show notes. Just look all this up yourself. For instance, if I click on the first one here from this guy named Ronald Davis, I don't know what he invented, but right here he references Flanagan right here. And if you take this number and click on it, you're going to get some images here, but it doesn't show me all 4 pages. It shows me 1 page. So if you go to Google Patents and you download the PDF, you can see more than just the 1 page. You can see all of this. And so right now I'm trying to decipher what is true and what can be proven and what can't be proven. We've talked about a couple things that couldn't be proven. Let's continue. But the patent can be proven. He did have a patent. And now, in my discussion with Hugh the other day, he was talking about how deaf people can hear. Well, I watched a documentary here on GAIA. It was this one right here, Open Minds, Tesla Technology. If you watch this documentary, or it's actually just a talk show, he goes on to tell you that the ones that are made for the general public, you're not going to be able to deaf people can't hear with those. So just watch this. He also goes to say that he believes that he is a reincarnated Nikola Tesla. Now, whether you believe that or not, that's something that we can never prove. But it's a good interview. Go ahead and watch it. And there are a few other interviews with him. There's 4 of them here. Go to GAIA.com and there's some interviews if you want to hear his side of the story. So here's where it gets kind of freaky. Alright, look. Who owns the patent? The current assignee is BIOLECTRON. If you scroll down to the bottom, you get their address, BIOLECTRON at 200 HOLT Street in Hackensack, New Jersey. Now, if I take that, and I put it in here, I get something here from the SBIR.gov. However, let's look in maps. At 200 HOLT Street, Hackensack, New Jersey, that's not BIOLECTRON at all. That is called Emerging Power. Now, just keep that in your mind for a minute. Here's a BIOLECTRON from some investment from the government here. It has them listed as 200 HOLT Street in Hackensack, New Jersey. However, I sent an email to Emerging Power, and here it is. Hi, Tom. This is to yeah, I got tongue-tied there. This is to this address right here, Tom at emergingpower.com. The Emerging Power at 200 HOLT Street, which is where this address is supposed to be and where this thing's supposed to be. So I sent Tom an email. I'm attempting to locate a company that's listed as BIOLECTRON, 200 HOLT Street, Hackensack, New Jersey, which seems to be located in the same building as Emerging Power. But I cannot find a phone number for them. Would you have their suite number or phone number? And Tom says, Emerging Power, a battery pack manufacturer, occupies this address. We do build battery packs for many medical OEMs, so maybe that is where the confusion is. What are you looking for? And I just told him, I'm researching an old patent holder from the 1970s that has your address listed on it. I thought they may still be there. No worries. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Tom, for answering my question. So the current patent holder is BIOLECTRON at this address, which actually it's not. What do they make? Universal or what do they get some money from the government for? Universal Programmer for Modern Hearing Aids. And I'm going to close all that out because that is, you know about that now. Let's go on to the next topic. So in my searching, I came across this warning letter from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to PHI Sciences, which we just heard that name before, on January 30th of 2019, or about a year and a half ago. And they sent it to Patrick Flanagan at this address here. And so you can click on here and read it. I'm not here to talk about what kind of warning letter they had. I'm just trying to verify what's what. So since it is sent to them from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, which is a government organization, I'm going to assume that Patrick Flanagan works or worked for this company, PHI Sciences. So this is going to take us a little bit further down the rabbit hole. On their site about Dr. Flanagan, I click here and I scroll down on the site here and I see this. Alright, Dr. Flanagan at age 11 developed and sold a guided missile detector to the U.S. military. Age 17, and you can read all this, gained his air pilot's license and was employed by a think tank at the Pentagon, and later as a consultant to the NSA, CIA, NASA, Tufts University, and the Office of Naval Research, and the Aberdeen Proving Grounds for the Department of Unconventional Weapons and Warfare. So, I've not been able to verify any of this at all. I've not been able to verify anything. I've not found anything on a government website, no news articles, no nothing. I did ask them, though. I'm trying to find the Neurophone patent at the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. Do you have the URL? And they said, we do not have the information you're requiring. Please accept our apologies for any inconvenience this may cause. Sincerely, kind regards. And thank you, PHI team, for your email here and letting me know. I also sent them another online on their contact form here, and I asked them specifically about this part right here, which I don't have a picture of that. I wish I did. But I asked them about this, and I haven't heard back from them yet, because all I'm trying to do is just verify right now, just verify it. However, check out what I found in Life magazine back in like 1952. Here we go. Let's see what it says. So maybe all is not lost. The whiz kid, hands down. The very young man above is standing on his head because he says it helps him think. It evidently does. Pat Flanagan, a 17-year-old inventor from Bel Air, Texas, is already nipping at the heels of the venerable 30- and 40-year-old scientists and inventors who build the remarkable structures seen on page 54 to 65 of the magazine. Pat has just perfected a remarkable machine of his own which one day may help deaf people hear and blind people see. It may also earn him $1 million. What? Pat treats his imminent collision with success with equanimity, for he reckons, and who is to gain, say him nowadays. Anyhow, go ahead and read this. You've got the URL in the show notes below. So this does prove that he invented the Neurophone, because it's back in the I think that's 1952 or 62, back then. He created the Neurophone, and it talks about it right. Where are we? The normal channels of hearing. He hooked his radio to a small transmitter, which looked like an earmuff. After 34 hours of work, he stopped up his ears, put on the earmuff to his head, and found he could still hear. He calls it the Neurophone right here. Pat calls his device the Neurophone, and the process it operates by neuroception. Essentially what it does, he thinks, is transmit electrical messages identical to those sounds generate through the body's nervous system direct to the brain. Hence, he can place the Neurophone's earmuffs on someone's spine or solar plexus, plug up his subject's ears, and the person will still hear. So here's what it kind of... Is this it? What is this? Okay, now, Pat built... Now, here's another thing that I couldn't prove earlier. Pat built it into a missile detector, which won him first prize at a Houston science fair. So remember before when I said I couldn't prove it and I found nothing? Well, I found this. He did win first prize at a Houston science fair. Now, whether he sold it to the government or not, who knows? Let's just keep going. Continued on page 72. If you look to the right of the vacuum cleaner hair thing, we're going to take a look at the rest of the article here. It's talking about the whiz kid, Pat Flanagan. So we've now verified that he did, in fact, win first prize at his science fair for a missile detection system. Several companies have expressed interest in buying the rights to the Neurophone, and one Corpus Christi firm has tentatively offered him $1 million if the machine can be adapted to send visual images into the brains of blind people. Dr. William O. Davis of Stanford, Connecticut, I think that's Connecticut, Stanford, Connecticut's HUC Corporation, a research and development company which is also fascinated by the Neurophone, says the ability to detect radio signals in the brain is a remarkable phenomenon. And in fact, just as a commentary, we can detect those signals today. If we never learn more about Pat's invention, even if we never learn why it works, it certainly is a utilitarian breakthrough which could help a number of people. Davis, who used to run the Air Force's basic research program, adds, it's important to realize that young Flanagan had the necessary intuition to invent his neurophone. You make discoveries intuitively in the same manner you would paint a picture or write a symphony. And here's a picture of two girls trying the neurophone. So I don't know what's going on here, but there you go. Now, if nothing else, we do know that he invented a missile detection system because of this little footnote right here. Oh, wrong way. Right here. In his attic laboratory, Pat Flanagan cradles an oscilloscope. Pat built it into a missile detector, which won him first prize at a Houston Science Fair. Now, why did it win first prize? Don't know. What science fair was it? I don't know. Let's do a little bit more research. Here's a Washington Post article from 1977. What does it say? I don't know. Let's read it. Okay, this Washington Post article was touted as one of the references for him. I've yet to find him, so let's just search for his name. Oh, well, it's right there. G. Patrick Flanagan, lecturer on pyramid power and full-time searcher for the philosopher's stone, because behind every myth there's an element of truth. Tells a press conference that he has had 15 gold needles embedded in his body at a cost of $1,000, with the understanding that this would make him immortal. Okay, so this article was a big flop and has nothing to do with anything. I don't care if he wants to put needles in his body or not. That's not got anything to do with the neurophone. Let's go to the next one. And I'm pulling stuff out of thin air here, just trying to find something on Patrick Flanagan, because there's just not a lot out there. And as you're going to see here in a few minutes, a lot of people just spew crap that they hear from somebody else. I'm going to show you a page in a minute, and you're going to... It's kind of ridiculous. But this one's from Atlantis Rising. Let's see what it says about Mr. Flanagan here. Hearing without ears, the Neurophone mystery. And he's got a copy of the article right there. Let's see what he has to say. And by the way, I haven't read most of this before I'm talking about it here. I can't blow it up too much or I can't read it. And now this came out in a magazine in 2016, so about 4 years ago. It says the rights to the Neurophone, patent number 3393279, are owned by, it says BIOLECTRON, Inc. of New York City. I don't know. The FDA, however, will not permit it to be marketed because it uses a low-frequency RF carrier, CF carrier, something F carrier, and they're very sensitive there. Okay, it's talking about an FDA ban on its production. Flanagan has developed a second neurophone device covered by patent number 3647970, which does not use an RF or ZF or something F carrier and does not involve high voltages. The Department of Defense, Department of Commerce, at the request of the Department of Defense, the Department of Commerce placed Flanagan's new device under Secrecy Order 756124, dated August 28, 1968. However, I've not been able to find this online anywhere. At one time, Flanagan researched man-dolphin language on contracts with the U.S. Navy. I've not found anything about that online either. It's continued on page 58, or here's a caption. RF radiation is what they were talking about. I couldn't read it because the print was too small. Okay, so you can go down here, put in the URL, it's in the show notes, and read this paper. It's going along talking about the same thing that we've been talking about for 20 minutes now. Some things they add up, and some things I can't find. Pyramid Power was featured in the lyrics of the Alan Parsons Project album Pyramid. Looked that up, couldn't find the words or whatever, but you can look that up if you want to find the actual song. I don't know. People still argue over who originated the term Pyramid Power. I don't care. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about today. I'm just trying to find validity in everything that is said concerning the neurophone. Now this part's true. Several scientific papers by Flanagan about silica hydride have been published in peer-reviewed journals. We'll look at that in a minute. Okay, here's Deepak Chopra on his website. He talks about Dr. G. Patrick Flanagan. And down here about the middle, he starts talking about this, which is identical to what was on the PSI. So read this part, PHI Sciences, not that part, sorry. I got to go to about Dr. Flanagan. Read this part, and it's pretty much identical to this. 1, number 2, number 1, number 2. It's like going to the optometrist. I can't prove any of this. Maybe I will send an email to Deepak Chopra to see if he can prove what is said here. Here's another article that I came across that doesn't really have any validity to, it doesn't say anything other than, I'm not going to read every single word here, but you can go look at the address. It'll be in the show notes. Now here's something cool. Patrick Flanagan has a library in Arizona. It's an actual library that you can go and check out books. Cool. But again, they talk about the CIA and the NSA and everything, but where's the papers from the government? Something that can validate this portion here. And I hope somebody can prove me wrong, because I want this to be true. I want it to be true so bad because I want to have full faith and confidence in the Neurophone. Remember that part about the research articles and peer-reviewed journals? Here they are. Patrick Flanagan's scientific contributions. Non-toxic hydride energy source for biochemical and industrial venues. Differential metabolic effects on mitochondria and silica hydride using capillary something or other. Here they are. You can go research all of this yourself. And I came across this site, and it's got a supposed timeline on when he did everything. Biography, 1944. He was born on the 11th of October in Oklahoma City. If you want to just, you can research everything here. I've been spending 2 full days trying to get to the bottom of everything. Right here in 1956, development of a detector for remotely guided rockets. The material which was used was spare parts from an amateur radio equipment, yada yada yada. Thereafter, newspapers throughout the world reported about the new equipment. So if it's throughout the world, you may be able to find them. I have not, which I'm just doing an internet search. I'm not going too deep into it. After having confiscated the detector, the Pentagon refused Patrick any further access to invention. Okay, tell me where. Can you please, just tell me where I can find this for sure. Everybody's saying this. Right here, everybody from Oxford to Stanford are beginning to study Dr. Flanagan's breakthrough discoveries. So read here, are they just copying? Is everybody just copying everybody else and just believing what everybody else says? From Oxford to Stanford. From Oxford to Stanford, 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 from Oxford to Stanford. Come on. This is why nobody takes us serious. Everybody just copies whatever everybody else is saying and does not dig to try to find the truth. We just copy. And we copy and we copy and we copy. I want to know the truth. I want to know it all. Found this press release from back in 2015. A new Neo Neurophone, which is cheaper. But guess what? And it launched on Indiegogo, and they had like $1 million within the first few hours or first few days or something. Let me find where I found that. Maybe it was right here. I don't know. They had a lot of money here. I don't know if they got $1.5 million or if they got $389,000. I don't know. But here's the you can go take a look at it. And the new Neurophone is a lot different. It looks like that. But guess what? Nobody sells it. Why? Where did it go? Here it is. Thanks for the $1.6 million. Neo Indiegogo is sold out. So they did raise some money. They used to sell it on Amazon because I found a bunch of comments about it here on Amazon about the new 2015 Neo Neurophone is awesome. 5-star reviews. Here's, reviews, and then you click on it, Nothing. So you type in Neurophone, type this in, I'll type it in. Type in the Neurophone, and I get this and this. I don't get anything to do with a Neurophone. It's just not on there. Nobody sells it. So I went to Patrick Flanagan's Amazon site, and it's not on there either. He's got a bunch of his other stuff listed here, but he does not have the new, cheaper version of the Neurophone. I found a site, but the site's outdated and it doesn't even work. Anything that you click on, it'll show you, but whenever you go to buy it, where was it at? I want to buy the thing. Let me try to buy it. Yeah. Okay, nothing. But it's by PHI Sciences in Cottonwood, Arizona, the same exact company. So do they just not sell it now, or what? Maybe they don't sell it because it's just cheaper and they're selling the more expensive ones faster, or I don't know. Here's some information about frequently asked questions about what are ultrasonic frequencies. Can the Neurophone hurt my brain? How does the Neurophone work on the body? And you can read what they have here. And here's the URL here. It's supposed to be listed for $3.99. To pre-order it for $3.99. Now they raised $1.6 million for the thing. Maybe they just sold them to those people. I don't know. The page is not found. You click here. The page is not found. But I did find one. I found it on eBay for $2,000, and this one's $1,800. Maybe what happened is they just had a limited supply and they sold them all. And you know. And that was it, because now they're more expensive than this one. So here's all kinds of Neurophone stuff on eBay. And now let's look at this paper here. Man, I was searching for everything, so I don't even know where I downloaded this from. I wish I did, and I tried to replicate it and I can't find it. But there's a paper here by Katrin Klink 2014 from this address, which is no longer, you know, there you go, nothing. It's kind of weird. Everything that you look up about this stuff goes nowhere. So here's the paper, and you can read. It's 11 pages. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there is a paper, and it starts talking about the differences between the Neurophone and the vegetative nervous system. There's research done on it apparently. And actually, you know what? Just so that you have it, I'm putting it in my drive, and I'm going to put the URL there so you can just download it. So just copy it, and there we go. Anyone with the link can have it now. Just check the show notes below. There's the research, and I'm not going through all this today. Okay guys, that is where I'm at with the Neurophone. And you can go pick it up on Amazon if you want to. The Synergy Wellness Solutions has it cheaper. So, I mean, you know, is everything that we looked at, is it a true thing? I believe that this thing is plausible. I think it's plausible, just like in Mythbusters they had, you know, confirmed, or, you know, I don't know what the last one was where it was junk, but I think it is plausible. Everything that I've read, from the patent to you know, the articles and everything, the guy made some pretty cool stuff. Is he a whack job? I don't think so. I think he's an extremely smart man, and a lot of times people that are very smart just seem like whack jobs to us. But I think that the technology may have some validity. I'm still searching for, did he really do the things that are touted on the internet? Because I don't know. So, all that being said, I'm going to continue looking into it. I think it's plausible. I think there's a lot of unanswered questions. There's a lot of rabbit holes with addresses that don't match up to maps, that don't match up to the funding that came from the government, you know, whatever. I don't know. You can take all of this information and come to your own conclusions, and if you have other things to share that I have not shared that can actually be proven, let me know. Because, I mean, I am all of, I want, one of the things about psi, or about psychological phenomenon, psychic stuff, you know, things of the weird, out-of-body experiences, meditation, you know, all of this, we need to be able to prove what we're talking about. Now, I believe I've opened up some research to try to get this thing proven. Maybe we need to do some research on having some people who has it, find out who has the Neurophone, and start doing some research, you know, into, I don't know yet. But we've opened the door. All right, guys, thank you. I will talk to you next time, and thank you to Hugh Kimura for you know, bringing this up. Go see part 1 if you've not. It's a kind of an impromptu talk that me and Hugh had. We're all over the place, or I am. So I will see you next time. This has been fun. Gosh, I can't wait to do more.